Welcome to Joe's Bar. What conversation can we get started for you tonight?
Hello, everybody. Yes, the bar is open. Welcome to Joe's Bar. I am Joe, if you didn't know, and I just rhymed, which was really stupid. But anyway, hello, and welcome to another great show. And yeah, we've got a great group here tonight to hang out with me for my pure enjoyment, and so I'm real excited about that. And we're going to go around the room, and I wanted to also mention tonight that Joe's Bar is being brought to you by Creative Edge Publicity. They're a great group. Mickey Mickelson and company do a great job, and he's brought us some guests. We brought us one guest tonight, and will bring us guests in the future, and we're real excited about that. And you'll meet that person here in just a moment. Yeah, so let's go around the room and say hello so that you all can get to yapping and I can get to stopping. So go ahead, Madilynn.
Hey guys, I'm Madilynn Dale. I'm actually crashing the party tonight. It was a last minute ad. I absolutely love coming on here though. I swear this has become my favorite bar. So yeah, I'm a fantasy, romance, adventure, paranormal mixed author. I'm published widely, but you can find all of my work on my website here. So yeah, thanks for having me on tonight, guys.
Welcome. All right, Nikki.
Oh, there I am. Hi, I'm Nikki Hicks, and I write all kinds of stuff: horror, supernatural, monsters, basically anything people can get me killed in. That's pretty much my forte.
Nice. I like how you're refining it every time that we do these. You're getting it down. I love it. I love the evolution of it. All right. All right, Adam.
Hi, I'm Adam Gaffen. I write science fiction. I write the Cassidy Chronicles, and the new book in the series is coming out on Monday. I'm very excited about that. That's Into the Black. Yeah. And you can find me at my website, CassidyChronicles.com, which is right below me.
Nice. Awesome. Welcome. All right, Jennifer.
Hey, I'm Jennifer Soucy. I write horror and dark fantasy novels and a little bit of paranormal romance sometimes. You can find my books at my website, jenniferlsoucy.com. And I love talking about all nerd things. So this should be really fun, as always.
Yes, absolutely. And Nicole, welcome. Tell us a little bit about yourself.
So I'm Nicole Fanning. I am a mafia thriller, suspense, romance author. I didn't get my fancy website at the bottom, but you can find my work at nherownwords.com. So letter N, herownwords.com. But yeah, I write all of the dark, dangerous mafia love stories. That's my jam.
Cool.
Nice. That's pretty cool. So we were off the air having a conversation. Actually, two people were having a conversation. All of us were just listening. But we've come to find out that Miss Madilynn Dale is going to be doing her first event this year. And so in July. And so we thought it would be a cool idea to start off by talking about our first con experiences. I don't know. Do you want me to just start it off so that you all can talk and I don't have to talk for the rest of the time?
Sure, start it off.
Yeah, definitely.
Either way.
All right. So my first con experience, I think people have heard this story before, but my first con experience was I went to the Portland Book Festival, and which happens every year, and they do it in this little square right underneath a Starbucks. So there's like a Starbucks, and then there's like this little enclave hill. And it is like you get like it's like a parking lot. You get like a parking space, and then you have to put your table. You have to bring your own stuff. So I had to ship. I shipped stuff to the FedEx store, FedEx UPS store, whatever you call it, and I shipped my table and my tent and all my books. And so then I had to go get those and bring them to the space and then set it up, and the table and the tent and all that fun stuff. I was real excited. I was ready to go. I only had one book, but I had a bunch of swag. I had a bunch of candy. I was really excited to go. I had my newsletter sign up. I had all the things that you're told to have. And, I have no problem talking to people. So I was excited about that. And the day of the event. It was a 2-day event. The very first day, overnight, they had a freak storm. Something
Oh,
that
no.
that never in the 67 years of this book festival, it had never ever happened ever. I go to the one that it happened at. It poured rain for literally 10 hours and nobody
Yeah.
sold anything because there was nobody there. We were just sitting underneath tents talking to one another. A couple of authors would, we would buy each other stuff just to get it going. It cleared up about 4:30 on Sunday. This was a Saturday and Sunday event, and it cleared up about 4:30 on Sunday, which was about 2 hours before it was supposed to get dark and be closed. And so I sold one book that entire weekend, my very first experience, and it was to the waitress in the hotel bar, because I told her this story and she was telling me how it never rained before ever at this time. And so she took pity on me and bought my book. But that was the only book sale I made that entire weekend. So that was my very first experience. And then every other experience past that has been awesome. Like, I've sold out every single time I've ever been to another con. But
I've never
first
sold out.
experience was like, that's how it all started for me. So you can't I guarantee it. So.
Yeah. Well, luckily, Southern Festival of Books, I did a lot of work with them with the National Writers Group, and the same thing. Usually you would have the first day would rain, and it'd just be either really, really cold or really, really hot because it's October. Usually it's the first weekend in October in Nashville, so you never know what it's going to be. It's going to be hot or cold, or sometimes it'll be beautiful, absolutely gorgeous. But my very, very, very first time of actually selling at a thing, that the first memory, because I've done a lot of them, first one comes to, oh my God, it was such a failure con. It was this little con at the Tennessee State Fairgrounds. Me and a friend of mine, Alan, had a table together. Let's put it this way, you know how they have like guests to bring people, to the con? The guest at that particular con was an extra in one of the Ernest Goes to Camp movies. That's the kind of people. Anyway, so I'm sitting there.
I'm more famous than that guy.
Wow.
Probably.
And the deal is, I didn't know what to wear. So I go to this thing, and I'm all dressed cute with this little dress, little cute thing, thinking you're going to have I was cold. I was miserable. I'm sitting at this table trying to sell my books, and people would walk up to the table and go, "What's this?" And then I'd say, it's a book, whatever. And, well, I don't read no girly stuff. And I'm like, I didn't write this with my labias. I assure you, there's nothing girly about my stuff. What makes this? It was a terrible experience, but I've had great ones as well. I mean, usually it's a thing, especially if you're going to do any panels or anything. One time I did a panel. I thought the panel was going to be on Sherlock Holmes because I had my Sherlock Holmes book, and I thought that was going to be a panel. So I go into the room. It's not a panel. It was pretty much me talking about Sherlock Holmes. It was about 40 people in this room, all Sherlock Holmes fans. And I was like, holy shit. Okay, fine. And I just faked it, but it was great. We all got talking, it got going, the energy flowed. That's great. Because I've done panels where it is like pulling teeth. You're just, they're just kind of, or panels you go and no one comes. I give them 15 minutes and I leave. I've had that happen too. But the big thing is dress comfortably. Have lots of water and snacks. I always slip in I always slip in some whiskey too towards the end of the day.
Naturally.
I had to do a panel once at 9 a.m. on a Sunday. Miserable. So I'm sitting there with it was me and Logan and someone else. And I'm like, who the hell does a panel sober? Who does a panel sober? And Logan pulls out a flask and goes, here you go. I got you covered. I thought, I love you. And about 3 people showed up for this incredibly. No one does a panel at 9 a.m. on a Sunday. Everyone's hungover.
Right.
Wait till you get to Dragon Con. They do them at 7 a.m. at Dragon Con.
Oh my gosh.
Now that is my dream to go there. I've lived in Atlanta
Me
for
too.
how many years? I want to go there so badly.
Oh, Dragon Con is a blast. I've never been there as a panelist. I applied this year. I haven't been there as a panelist, but I've gone to 4, just gone to 4. And it is absolutely a blast. And sometimes those early morning panels can be really, really good because there's nobody there.
Yeah.
They're all still
Hungover.
They usually do
or they're still drinking.
Yeah, they usually do the really fancy business ones, or like they have like a detective come. The one I went to, they had a detective. It was a 7:30 in the morning. He was used to being there. He had his coffee and everything, and he talked about crime and solving crimes and stuff like that.
Oh,
It was
yeah.
really fascinating. There was like
That would
7
be
people
fun.
there, but yeah, it was really cool. And you got to ask questions, and because there was only 7 of us, it was like sitting in a AA circle. He just basically said, "You know what? Why don't you all just come up front here and
Let's
we'll
talk
move the
about
chairs.
crime.
Yeah, we'll move the chairs around, and then you can just ask me questions." And that's basically
Oh my
what we
God.
did.
Yeah, I think all
Nice.
writers need to have a conversation with a friendly detective every now and then. Yeah,
I
let me
definitely
pick your brain.
encourage it.
Yes.
Emphasis on friendly.
Right, yeah. Because
Well,
they have to be friendly once they hear our questions.
So why are you asking about removing blood stains?
I'm telling you, the Google search history I have for my books probably has me on a government watch list for like 7
Yeah.
years.
No,
Because
definitely.
like when you're
No.
writing like mafia romance, so I'm like Googling and researching the mafia, and I'm Googling like how to hide a body, how many bullets are in a clip, what's the best way to make a bomb, how's the best way to get away with crime, and I'm like, this seems a little suspicious.
You're
Yeah,
sus.
no, certainly on a government watch list or two. If there's a van down the street and they're listening, I'm like, all right, I promise I'm not a terrorist. I'm just a dark romance suspense writer.
Right.
Yeah. What is
I've
the,
worked. I'm sorry. Go ahead. I've worked. What you did? Killer Nashville. Many years. I go and I help out. My sister used to be big. Anyway, so it always got me with the little old ladies who sat in the front aisle, in the front line, taking copious notes about poisons. Because we would have 2 tracks, literary and forensics, and they'd be on the front just taking all these notes and asking questions. So, how many drops of Visine would it take care of it? And I'm just like, Jesus Christ. So
They're like the little old ladies in Arsenic and Old Lace.
exactly.
Yeah.
the joke, what is the FBI call it? A writer's Google search history? Probable cause.
Yeah.
My
Oh,
best
gosh.
friend got me this mug that says, pay no attention to my browsing history. I'm a writer, not a serial killer. And it
Right.
literally sits here on my desk every day.
Yeah, Stephen Womack, he's a crime author. Anyway, there was a couple of murders here in Nashville that kind of looked a lot like something he wrote. He actually got a knock on the door
Oh my gosh.
from TBI
Wow.
saying, "Look, guy, we know it's not you, but due diligence. We gotta get your fingerprints and stuff just in case."
Well, what about
I
that?
got
Wasn't there a writer lady who did write about murders and her husband died? And I think, didn't she, like, she tried to use her book as an alibi, but then they said, yeah, we have evidence you actually did it.
I don't
Oh
know,
my.
but it's really cool.
It was years ago. I forget, like, the name and place and all that.
Well, Stephen Womack actually wrote a book on his experiences being a suspect of like,
Whoa.
what is it? But think about if you were an author who said, what would it be like to kill? So
Paging Stephen King.
Right. Getting out my notepad.
I had
Anita.
a reader who
I'm not a serial killer. I swear.
I had a reader who contacted me and was like, so there's a part in your book where like you talk about the cartel and all this stuff. And she's like, my sister was dating a guy who was in the cartel and your information is like really accurate. Like basically she was asking me like, are you part of the
in
cartel?
the cartel?
And I was like, no, I'm just a research nerd. And I'm like, oh gosh, what if someone comes and knocks on my door? Because like I've made up like obviously my storyline, but I'm like, it's a little suspicious when you look at that browsing history. So
I got news for you, Nicole. They wouldn't come knocking on your door. You just have a bag
Definitely
over
not.
your head and be
no,
shoved
I'd be
into
in a
van.
sack and my kidneys harvested,
Probably.
and it'd be fine.
Yeah.
Be fine.
See,
Yeah.
the thing is, all y'all, horror writers and dark romance writers, y'all are pikers. Sci-fi writers will wipe out a planet.
Yeah, that's true. No one's going to
That's
come
true.
up to you.
You
That's
want to
true.
talk body counts? You want to talk body counts? My last book, I killed literally millions just because it moved the plot along.
I
You're
mean,
the
you gotta do what you
worst.
gotta do.
Yeah,
Gotta keep that movie story going. Sorry, gotta die.
you want to talk about getting rid of 1 or 2 or 5 people? Whatever.
Alderaan, right?
Potatoes. Alderaan.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, so and other con
So
experiences.
we're talking about cons, right?
Oh yeah, con experiences. Trying to think of-
Welcome to Joe's Bar.
yeah, we can't promise.
Yeah.
Hey,
What's
we
that mean?
did say Nikki was gonna pull it away, and
I
now
did.
she's bringing it back. guys.
Bring it back.
Yeah. Look at
The
that.
biggest thing is really be
She's
just
learning.
Yep.
be really comfortable and have snacks. And get any swag.
Yeah, and
This is me asking, right? I was
Yeah,
like,
Yeah.
swag. You gotta get swag. I got
yes,
shit
I'm
with
like,
swag.
stickers, pens,
and talk to
notebook.
everybody.
And have a pee break buddy.
Yeah,
Yes.
I've got to work on that one. So, yeah.
One year I had a friend come out. She was our booth babe, and she dressed all goth. Was very with the boobs out and everything. And she walked around the festival handing out flyers to come to our booth.
Nice.
Love
Good
it.
idea.
Wow.
Yeah.
You should put Harrison down and just let him talk to customers.
Nope. I am totally not taking him because I did
Yeah.
take him to it last time to check it out, and we ended up
Yeah.
getting
His
a
attention
bunch of
span.
crystals, and then we found the tattoo con upstairs, and I ended up getting a tattoo. So yeah.
I always have to have at least one psychic anchor with me. Someone who will keep me anchored, who will keep me fed and watered, and also drag me away when they realize, okay, Nick's getting really tired. So I got to take her away now.
Yeah.
So you got to have that psychic anchor, someone who will keep you from going completely off and burning out. So
I might have to get that person to take off.
Just,
work.
but just imagine this, right? You're walking by a table and there's a 4-year-old sitting there. Aren't you gonna stop and just be curious and go
True.
and
So
pick up
anyone
that
with
book?
this child?
Yeah.
I
And then
might
just
be pulling my hair out.
Then have him say a little like Oliver Twist accent or something. Please buy my mommy's book. Please.
Mother will beat me if you don't buy her book.
That might raise red flags, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. Well, I was at a con once. Someone had brought their dog. I thought that's just completely unfair. Here we are. It was a World Con, and a Wizard World Con. Whatever, it was a big. It was weird. Kato Kalin, remember him from the O.J. Simpson?
Oh yeah.
He was the MC. Man, that guy. Give him kudos. That guy was pro. He was there at 7 a.m. Its energy was already up here. He was doing all the things. He was great. But anyway, so it was there, and there was one who brought her dog. I was like, you bitch, because everybody was in her booth with her dog. I'm like,
Oh yeah.
get me a snake or something. So
I would be over there with the dog for sure.
it was really hard. It was not. I don't know if I sold much at all at that con, but it was Val Kilmer was there. Oh my god.
Ooh.
Oh, he just sat there. No one went to him. He just sat there.
Oh.
It was really sad. It was.
Did
really
anyone
sad.
see his documentary on Netflix? Or not Netflix, Amazon?
No.
Oh my god, broke my heart. I've loved him like my whole life, literally.
He he just sat there.
He's Doc Holliday all day, forever.
Yeah.
Forever. I'm your Huckleberry.
Yes.
He just sat in Nicole, the chick who played Lahura, Lieutenant Uhura.
Michelle Nichols.
Yes.
Oh yeah, Nichelle Nichols, yeah.
She was there, but she was just so frail, and they were just pushing her around in a chair.
Mm,
I thought, oh, why are you here, sweetie? Come on. Oh,
Dedication.
yeah.
Oh, no,
You gotta get those
pretty
last
sure it's the monies.
Star Trek bucks. Yeah.
Mhm.
yeah, it's the money.
I mean, I think all of those have to have a Star Trek quota in them. They have to have one Star Trek.
Oh, probably. And a Star Wars.
Mm.
A lot of them too. Like you see like all these cons, you'll see like obviously you'll see like some bigger names, but sometimes you'll see like this guy who was Stormtrooper number 12 or
Yeah, I
whatever.
was
It's
just
like,
gonna say,
okay.
Commander to the fourth,
Yeah, the very
Fourth
first
Army.
Comic-Con I ever went to, the original Boomer from the original Battlestar Galactica had a
Oh.
table,
Ooh.
and
He's
nobody.
a nice guy.
I'm sure he's a very nice guy, but nobody
We
knows.
one of my favorite stories is at the Dragon Cons we went to. Richard Hatch from the
Uh-huh.
original
Oh, nice.
was always there, and he was the friendliest guy. You could talk to him for a half hour, and he would just talk and listen, and you'd go back and forth. So every year we would make a point of going up and talking with him and
Mhm.
chilling with him for a while. He was so much
Shatner
fun.
roams the halls. Shatner roams the hotel hallways at Dragon Con. He
Oh
loves
my
to-
God.
Yeah.
I've
Shatner's
heard
an
that.
ego on two legs.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, what? 2 legs? I missed that.
Shatner is an ego on two legs.
Oh yeah, I'm not a big
Mhm.
Shatner fan.
Yeah.
He
No.
seems like a true asshole, so I have absolutely no desire to
We-
meet
Yeah,
him.
he's
Our
actually
first
kind of a
Dragon
nice.
Con-
He was a nicer guy to me. I don't know.
Our first con, we went there, and Shatner was there, and so we stood in line and waited to hear him. It was 90 minutes of, well, I did this, and I did this, and I did this, and I did this, and I did this. And
He
now
will tell you stories.
Oh,
Yes.
well, and it's not even stories. It's and now I have an album coming out, and
Yeah.
and this, and my horses, and
He literally,
Yeah.
he did this when like I was there with like 2 other people, and he literally did this. There was this one episode of Star Trek. You probably know it. He pointed at my friend, like he was like he pointed out the Star Trek geek right off the bat and goes, "You know what I'm talking about, right?" I don't remember it, but you can tell me. And and then my friend goes, "No, I don't remember what you're talking about. Could you kind of elaborate?" And he goes, "That's the one where Well, he goes, "Wait, all of them do that. Never mind. Let me just tell my story." And then he was charming. He was charming enough.
I had a friend
I
who met
think-
Harlan Ellison at a con, and he said it was really
Really?
nice. Real nice guy,
Oh.
Harlan Ellison, who I thought, but no, he said really sweet. Came up to my table, was looking at my books. I was like, hey, you please take one. He said, no, you must always get paid. I will pay for the book and pay for her book. But he was very adamant he would not accept free.
That's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
It is.
Yep.
This is a good story too by
It's really
Anita.
classy.
Oh, that's nice. Well, LeVar Burton's awesome. So
He's amazing. Yeah, I've always loved him.
Garrett Wang's another nice one from Star Trek. He played Ensign Kim on Star Trek Voyager.
Oh, okay.
He's got a great story about him and Jerry Ryan, and a scene that went bad. I won't go into it, but it's a great story. You can probably find him telling it, and he turns bright red because Jerry told it one time. They're up on stage, and Jerry told it, and you could just see him like cringing because he knew what was coming.
Although I gotta tell you, when you are running a booth or running a thing at a con, you don't get to have a whole lot of fun. It's pretty much
It's
you're
a work.
sitting.
Yep.
Yeah, you're just sitting there. Although I have friends who afterwards they go to all the parties and the it depends what the con is, the orgies, all the things. I mean, man, after I'm done.
Wait, what cons are you going to with your orgies?
That's what I hear about. They're always telling me all the hookups and all the things, and I'm like, I'm obviously not being invited to the right places because I'm done.
You're not.
I'm done. I'm going to bed. So
I'm sorry, Nicole. You were saying. I apologize.
Oh no, I was just agreeing with Nikki that like there's times where like you're just sitting there and you're not doing anything, and then it's like you have the opportunity to talk to someone, and then you suddenly feel like I'm a very talkative person. I don't have a problem talking, but like when I'm trying to sell my book to someone, I feel like a used car salesman.
oh yes,
Like,
you'll have your pitches.
You want this book? It's great. It's going to fulfill all your dreams. And like you're on a campaign trail and you're making promises that may or may not happen, but that's kind of how it feels when you're just sitting there and then suddenly it's like, oh, there's a person here. So
Well, promising to fulfill all your dreams would be a scary proposition at the cons that Nikki goes to, apparently.
Oh, obviously.
You might want to be
I
careful
want to
about
go
that.
to some
No,
of
I-
the cons that
no,
Nikki goes to. I'm in.
No dream
I'm in.
fulfillment. I'm not going to any of Nikki's. No. No.
My son went to the burlesque they had afterwards,
Oh my
and
God.
he said it was really interesting. Someone did a Snape, Severus Snape strip
Uh-huh.
tease. And I
Oh.
thought, damn, I would have liked to have
Whoa.
seen
They
that.
I'm wondering if it's the same troupe that was at Multiverse. They had one at Multiverse too.
This was a GMX, mate. Probably was. I'm sure they just do
Yeah.
a whole thing.
It was
But I
fantastic.
usually
It was
She's
really
got the
great.
hookup. I want to go with her. That's
Yeah.
Nikki,
I mean,
Nikki, are you going to be at Multiverse?
no. I don't think so.
No?
No.
Maddie?
Multiverse, the one happening in
yeah,
Atlanta.
I'll be at
Yeah.
Multiverse.
No,
Yeah.
unfortunately, that's the same weekend as Southern Festival of Books,
Ah.
and I got a booth with them before Multiverse got in touch with me. I had to say, I'm sorry, guys, I'm already with them. So,
I know Joe
and
is.
the Southern
I'm
Festival
going to
of
be
Books,
there, but I
will-
don't have a booth. Like,
Oh.
I'm going to enjoy the con.
Yeah.
Well, Southern Festival of
Anybody
Books
here
doesn't
going to
allow
the-
indie.
Is anybody here going to the one in Las Vegas in November?
Which one? What's it called?
Yeah.
20 bucks.
20
Off the
books.
top-
With
No.
Off the top of my head, I can't remember what it's called, but there's
20
one
bucks to
happening.
50K.
Maybe.
Hmm.
I've
Yeah.
looked
My
at
friend
that. I don't
Mercedes did that.
know if
I
I
Let's
heard
see.
like
Yeah.
people who said it was amazing, but then I've also said that I've heard that if you've worked it, it's exhausting because
Probably.
just the sheer waves of people. Like you're so
Probably.
excited because again, you're trying to sell books, but just the amount of people that you're constantly talking to, you definitely want to go with a buddy. So
Yeah.
The problem with selling at that con is it's all authors.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
Authors
Mhm.
don't buy. We're poor.
I think
Yeah.
I think you're
Yeah,
talking
because
about two
Amazon
different ones.
takes all the
Joe.
money.
Yeah,
Right.
they do.
I
Take all
think
the
you guys
ads.
are talking about two different ones.
okay. Yeah, there's a
Because-
Las Vegas. Well, there's the Las Vegas Book Festival, but
Mm.
Right.
and that one, I think that one's in October though. So
Yeah, I can't remember what it is. and it's on a
November
piece of
is
paper.
November is definitely 20 bucks to 50K. That's definitely 'cause
Right.
I-
and
Why do they do it in November? That's NaNoWriMo. That's the worst month to have that.
Yeah.
Oh, it's so you've got all
Yeah,
these
but-
holidays and
Yeah.
Right.
Hmm.
flu and cold season. So
Yeah.
Cool.
Yep.
and it's fucking cold in November in Las Vegas.
Yes.
Everybody.
is it?
Yes.
No, it's not.
Yes.
I
Certainly
might
better
pass
than like
then.
July.
I can
in
still
Las
wear
Vegas.
shorts here.
I mean,
True.
it's not bad when the sun's out, but once that sun goes down, oh yeah,
Well, you're in the desert.
bundle
yeah.
up.
I've only been to Vegas in the summer, and so I've hated it because it's so hot, and then you're moving like you really just feel like you're moving between places that have air conditioning. Like you're
That's
going
it.
to casino
Yeah.
and restaurants and things,
Yeah.
and when you're
Cause
outside,
you're-
you're melting. And
You're casino hopping.
yes,
Yeah.
yep.
Yeah, that's what happens. Yeah.
Mhm.
And that's probably why they do it in November because
Yeah.
I think a couple of the founding members. Well, Craig is from Alaska, but and he's the founder of 20 Books to 50K. But
Yeah.
but the other guy, I think there's a couple guys who are in Vegas, so that's why they do it there. But I think November was the idea because one, they wanted to have a lot of people show up for that because everybody from this point to we can talk about this, but this point to September, everybody's booked almost every weekend with
Yeah.
cons.
Mhm.
There's a
Yeah.
lot.
So that's why I think they did it for that reason. But I think mostly it's because nobody wants to go to Las Vegas in July. And I also think it's cheaper to do it in November in Las Vegas because if you do it at this time in Las Vegas, there's
Mhm.
40,000 other conventions going on right now.
Yep.
So,
Yep.
Right.
so
I'm pretty sure Adobe does a big thing in April too. Like Adobe has
Cool.
their conference, and like everywhere is just everywhere.
Mhm.
they have. I mean, every conference pretty much goes on in Vegas. I mean, if
Mhm.
forgive me, I know this term is passe, but if it's a bunch of yuppies, that's where the conference
Yeah.
is.
Yeah.
I worked in Mandalay Bay at a Irish pub for a year and a half, and we got so many conferences, multiple even a week. And some of the conventions, some of them like made sense. Like it was like, okay, cool, that sounds great. Like Cosmoprof, like you're all cosmetologists, cool, hanging out. But then there was one, oh my God, they were so crazy. I don't even remember their official name, but they were a hunting, like a big game hunting group doing a conference there. And they were, some of them were nice, but some of them were absolutely wicked, like the crocodile hunter, but evil. And like I had this lady, and she was so horrible, and she was just drunk and horrible, and then she left, and then she came back and she was all snotty. She's like, "Did you see my otter handbag?" And I'm like, "Your otter handbag? Like it's made out of otter?" And she's like, "Yes." And I'm like,
You.
"No." And then I'm thinking if I did see it, I probably would have buried it because how dare you?
No.
Like an otter, they're so cute. Why would you make a handbag out of them?
I can't say anything to that because I'm sitting beneath my deer. So
A deer is like a game animal that people do for like it's overpopulation and
true.
they eat it. Like an otter is so intelligent and cute. Like it's like if you had a cat bag, like a literal cat bag,
It's
Yeah.
that'd be
unnecessary.
terrifying. Right? It's
No one
unnecessary.
eats otter. Do people eat otter?
I hope not. I mean, I don't know. If you were hungry enough, I guess you'd have to. But
Well,
Joe says yes.
Otter, you
So,
know,
I mean, I guess I don't know. Maybe it's a delicacy.
No, I've never eaten it, but I lived in Okinawa for a year. They had everything you could possibly think of.
I'm gonna Google it.
Yeah.
Google it.
My dad, I come from a family of hunters, and I was the firstborn grandchild, and so they wanted a boy, and they got me. But so they forced me to go through hunter safety and to go through that. So I was the only girl in this class of like 30 boys. So clearly, like they had other focuses, you know, because they were like girl, and they're all 13. And then we went hunting for the first time, and I actually got a deer. And in my family, like if you kill it, you skin it. Like that's you got to do it. So I can
That's
say
really
that
rough.
I have done this. I don't like the taste of venison, and I never did it again. But I did it once, and my dad has the head.
It says here that otter meat is very good, very delicious.
What's that? Venison?
No, otter.
Otter. Okay.
Oh.
See, otter meat is delicious according
But
to
they
Google.
hold hands while they sleep. And
Right.
Well, pigs have the intelligence of a 7-year-old child, and we still eat them,
That's
That's true.
cute too.
Bacon
so,
is delicious.
I mean,
Yeah.
and they are good. Oh my god!
Yeah, thinking about the hunting, my family used to hunt, and we all like lived on the same street for a time. So they'd tell us in the springtime, or I forget whenever hunting season was for deer, but they'd be like, "Hey kids, when you're off playing in the woods, make sure you wear bright colors, haha." And we're like, "Haha, what do you mean? Like you're in danger?"
Are you just laying down a suicide trail, Dad? Is that what you're doing?
Hey, what's going on?
Yeah, it's scary because you can't play in the woods, like especially where I grew up during like any kind of fall, winter season. Just nope. They're like, nope, you gotta wear orange if you go out, so nobody shoots you with an arrow or a gun.
So no one shoot you.
Yeah.
And people wonder why I write dark fiction.
my every time the men would go out in my family, my grandmother would wake up with them because it'd be a big thing. They would all come up north at their house, and the men would get up at like 5 a.m., put deer pee all over themselves, and go to do their thing. And as soon as they left and were out of eyesight, she would go out front and she would dump a bunch of corn and sugar and salt, and all the deer would come and hang out at our house.
Oh my God.
That was her plan. And it took my grandfather 42 years to figure out that she did that every single day.
Oh my gosh.
She was like,
that is a devious brilliance that I'm like, I want to channel this. Like, that is in my genetics. I love that.
Mm-hmm.
That is
I love
hilarious. Oh gosh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I come from an area of rednecks, and they shoot skeet drunk. So,
Oh.
yeah.
Well, let's hope it's just the skeet.
I currently
It's
live
not
in
like-
an area where if you hear gunshots, it's usually hunters. But I come from a place where if you hear gunshots, you hit the floor because it's no.
That's why I always wondered why nobody, like like Shonda Rhimes or any of these people who write these hospital serials never did one in like Oklahoma or like somewhere like those would be the most fascinating ERs ever, right? People,
They've got to
be. I shot myself, and oh, my buddy, he shot me in the ass.
I've been shot with an arrow, so yeah, it is
so amazing.
What was that like? Where'd you get shot at?
Well.
Okay.
For the record, I had a
story time with Maddie, everybody,
and I was okay. Let me back it up. First off, my brother and my cousins were shooting bottle rockets at me and my sister. So I went and got a paintball gun, and I was shooting paintballs at them, which I was not hitting them. I was hitting them around them. So my little brother goes and gets his bow and arrow, which it was a practice arrow. Thank God. And he's 30 yards out from me and shoots it, and it just lands right in here as I'm holding the paintball gun. And
right in your webbing. You don't need that.
Yeah, I've got a scar still. And
oh my God,
I love how this escalates from fireworks to paintballs to lethal weapons.
Only in Oklahoma,
isn't it?
That's the beauty of having siblings. That's what happens.
Yeah.
Yes, it is. Because my other one put my teeth through the bottom of my lip, pulling a skirt out from under me. So.
Oh my God, me and my sisters used to throw lawn darts at each other.
You gotta be tough in Oklahoma.
Yeah.
I convinced my brother to climb in the dryer, and we almost.
I've never done that. That sounds like something I should have done to my sibling.
I also got his head stuck in our staircase, the awnings. I got him to put his head through there, and he got stuck.
Oh my God!
How did you get it out?
My cousin and I saw these
my mom used butter.
Oh, butter.
Baby ducks.
My cousin and I saw these little baby ducks by this pond, and like Mama Duck was there, but she was like farther away. And I was like, wouldn't it be so cool if we could catch one of these ducks? We're 11. So our plan is that she's going to get in the pond and swim towards the ducks, and I'm going to be on the shore, and I will scoop the ducks. Well, they're way faster than we are. And the pond was filled with leeches.
Oh God!
So she gets out of the pond and she is covered
in
leeches, and screaming and freaking out. And yeah, we got in big trouble that day.
Oh my God!
Okay, so I have to say that the word plan as applied to that story just doesn't. It doesn't apply.
No.
Terrible.
For an
11-year-old brain, it does.
No.
I'm going to stay here on the shore and stay dry. You get in the pond and swim towards the ducks, and we'll catch one. Yeah.
I would have done it at that age with my
I would have done it.
So.
Yeah.
When I was 9, I
would have stood on the shore.
Yeah. That's the great thing about being the big brother. I would have made my little brother do it.
Right.
Exactly.
Yep.
You guys go over here, and I'll stand right here.
Yeah.
Well, when I was 9, we used to live in this house out in the middle of nowhere, and there were all these woods and fields behind us. Anyway, there was a man lived way out in the field. That's another story. But there was these horses. Now, my babysitter told me, I was 9, that according to ancient Tennessee law, if you caught a horse, you got to keep it. So one day,
or you caught?
You caught it. You just put a rope around its neck. You take it home. It's yours. So my cousin and I went out into there. We caught a horse, brought it home, put it in the garage. My poor mother comes home from a beer run to find a horse in her garage, and she just kept going, Nick, they hang horse thieves. What are you doing? And so I went to take the horse back, and I was so mad because this is my horse now. And my mother gave me, no matter what, the rest of my life, till she died, no matter what I did, it didn't matter. I was a horse thief. Remember the time you stole a horse, Nick? Remember the time you stole a horse? Yeah, I stole a horse. I stole a horse when I was 9 years old.
Did you walk it home or ride it home?
We walked it. Oh, no, I never got on it. What got me, I love the idea of horses until I saw how freaking big they are. They're freaking huge.
They're big. Yeah.
So, and we just took this horse and stuck it. And then, of course, it wasn't happy at all. I mean, where the hell am I? Yeah, I stole a horse when I was 9 years old.
Wow.
Well, this doesn't
Nikki,
apply
that
to
has
like
to go into your author
children.
bio.
Okay,
Yes.
I'll stick it
you
in there. I'll
should.
stick it in there. I stole a horse. I was 9 years
That is
old.
like
and
one of my new favorite stories. I'm not gonna lie.
Notorious Tennessee horse thief.
Tennessee horse thief.
I've literally never told this story. I told it to my close family friends, but this happened last year, and I tried to put a bear in my car.
Oh my gosh.
A baby
So
bear?
I live in South Florida, and we live on
I
the
would
edge
hope.
of a nature preserve, and there's bears. And when we first moved in, our neighbors told me that, but they were like kind of crazy rednecks. So I was like, I'm not listening to you. Like, there's no such thing as bears. You know, well, I know that there's bears, but there's no bears here. Yeah. So I was driving home one night, and we live on like a new development street where there's like maybe 13 houses, but like one light pole. So there's a lot of darkness.
Mhm.
And I pull up, and I have a American Eskimo who's like an all white fluffy dog.
Oh yeah.
And so as I'm pulling up, I see these two little black, like fuzzy butts running into the woods. And my dog mom brain immediately is like, oh my gosh, these are dogs and they're lost. And I need to catch them so we can find the owner. So I had just gone to Taco Bell. I pull my car up to where they were hanging out, and I start throwing chips into the woods, calling to the dogs, like, come here, baby.
Run for the border!
And after like 5 minutes of doing this, I see this little black mass coming towards me.
Yeah.
And it's probably maybe like 2 feet from me, but it's so dark that I can't see it other than it's just a mass, and it's coming for like the chips that I'm throwing. And at the exact same time, I'm thinking to myself, like, I don't have a leash in the car, so I gotta grab this dog, and I gotta grab him and put him in the car really quick. And then maybe, like, you know, the other one will come and join us. So I'm, you know, getting ready. I'm like reaching down, and my neighbor down the street is, you know, having a domestic with his wife, or I don't know, but somebody slams a car door and everybody takes off. And so the little butt just went back into the woods. And I was so devastated because I had spent like 15 minutes, like, you know, luring these dogs to the car.
Mhm.
So I'm like, all right, fine. I'm going to do one loop around, because it was a big loop with like woods in the middle, and that's where they ran into. And then on the other side is the big nature preserve. So they'd have to cross a road to get in there. So as I'm doing the loop on the other side, I go by the one light pole on that street, and I see Mama Bear and 2 babies.
Oh,
yes.
It was like 6 inches and 10 seconds away from picking up a baby bear and trying to put it in my car.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And this was last year, and I'm a 33-year-old adult. And my husband is like, okay, I am going to just say this now, because I tried to rescue a coyote thinking it was a German Shepherd.
Oh no.
And a baby raccoon. And he was like, you are not allowed to try to rescue animals in the dark anymore. Like,
No.
Yeah.
that privilege
I feel
has
like
been
this
revoked.
is the same kind of stuff my husband tells
That
me.
seems reasonable. That seems completely reasonable.
Completely reasonable. Yeah.
Nobody can fault your instinct to help the animals.
You
That's
want to help.
admirable.
Well,
You know,
I said that,
instinct
and my
to help
husband
the
was
animal is
like,
good.
he's like, the problem here is that if you would have got the bear in the car, you would have kept the bear. You would have been trying to convince me that we could raise it in the garage and it could be a house bear.
And then we'd have an animal horror story when the mama bear came after your car and tried to peel it open like a can.
Yep, that would be me. Yep. So yeah,
That's how I will die.
And I tried to put bears in my car.
Well, whoever ran them off did them an even better favor, because those Taco Bell chips would not have probably stayed down very well.
Yeah.
So
What
my husband got
is
me
great on
some
people's
really
stomachs.
cool tacos.
Yeah. Baby bear would be so cute, though. You can't lie.
Right?
So.
Oh.
I'm just
Baby
thinking
bears
he's a little
turn to
black
big
fuzzy
bears.
dog, and
True.
I'm just like, oh my gosh, jackpot, fuzzy dog.
Yeah.
I require supervision.
with claws
my
and-
tombstone
Yes.
will
This is what
probably
my
say-
husband has to say about this, guys.
So my tombstone will
Please,
probably
Lord, no
say,
bears.
like, here lies Nicole. She died trying to pet something she shouldn't. So,
Yeah.
Yeah, the closest we've come to, we used to live in Maine, and we used to have chickens. And one day we come home, and we see a bobcat up in a tree
Oh,
with one of the
God.
chickens. Yeah, it had gotten in and decided, hey, snack. So it just right in, grabbed a chicken. It was 20 feet up in a tree, and it was just like,
Right.
yeah, you're not touching me. It didn't care. It
They're
didn't
sneaky.
care at all. That same tree fell over a couple of years later and was leaning at like a 45-degree angle. One of our, I was going to say idiot dogs, but that might be too kind in her case. She decided to climb it. It's in the winter, and it's at a 45-degree angle, and it's a pine tree, so there aren't a lot of branches down low. She had gotten probably 30 feet up it, and she's just standing there looking around like, okay, this is cool. And my wife and I were looking at each other like, are you going to go get the dog? No. Are you? No. Because it's leaning. I mean, it had fallen over. It's leaning. We're like, we're not going to climb up there because we're a lot bigger than the dog. We might actually cause the thing to fall down further. So she was up there until she came down.
Yeah. My husband and I still have fights about cats and trees because my husband never had cats growing up. Now he's an official cat guy. But whenever the cats get up in the trees, he wants to try to get them down. I'm like, leave them alone. They'll come down. What if they're stuck? Brian, cats don't get stuck. Have you ever seen a cat carcass in a tree? Okay, they do get down. There's no cat corpses in trees.
Well,
They die, they fall right out, or maybe a bird will get them. You don't know. So he loses his absolute mind and we fight over this all the time. Cats do not get stuck in trees. They will get down. Trust me on this.
Yes, they do. They got themselves up there. They know how to get down.
They may cry a little because some of them, are
lazy.
Get out of their league a little bit, but they'll find their way.
They'll find their way down. Don't worry about it. He never had cats growing up. He's only recently become a cat person, so he doesn't understand the ways of the cat. He also the kind of guy who wants to control the cat, wants to follow the cat. Oh, darling, you can't follow the cat.
No.
The cat does what the cat does. You don't. No. Welcome to the world of cat. So.
Awesome. So, Nikki, you were saying you were writing your book. Not Nikki, Nicole.
Not Nicole.
Nicole, you were writing your book, and you've been doing that nonstop. So, how's that been going?
Oh, it's good. I just my husband is required to come and check on me every 8 to 12 hours, just to make sure that I'm hydrated and that I haven't fallen asleep on my computer because it's happened once. And I typed the letter L for like an hour, I guess. So that was fun. But no, it's good. It's the third book in the series. And it has been the hardest one so far. Simply because in the middle of the series, I realized that what I was trying to do was feeling really scrunched. And so I ended up making it 4 books, which is what I wanted originally. I just didn't know if I had enough content, and I didn't want to overestimate and then deliver books that were just filled with, fluff.
Right.
So, I decided to move some stuff to the 4th book, and it's gone through some revisions that way. So it's taken me longer, but I think it will be the best book of the series so far. So
Nice.
There's some hard stuff. I mean, book 2 had some hard stuff in it. And this one it's not as bad. Book 2 is definitely the worst for heart-wrenching stuff. But yeah, it's been good. It's been a challenge. So, but yeah, I'm busy with that. And apparently I have to, adult too, which,
Yeah.
No,
that's
right?
odd. What do you mean we don't have any groceries and the laundry needs to get done? And yeah.
I'm in my pajamas. They're fine. I mean, they don't smell that bad.
Right.
In a couple days.
Nicole,
Just go make yourself some tuna fish. It's
Right.
there's no bread. And I'm like, what? Okay, sure.
You can use crackers.
that's why you have things like the organic fruits and vegetables delivered, and you get the meats delivered, and you just all you gotta do is put them away. It takes 5 minutes instead of going to the store, and it takes an hour.
Yep.
Yeah.
That has saved me as an author. Just, he comes in and it's been 14 hours and I'm like, I should shower and nap and eat and probably order some groceries for us. So, but I'm like, I don't want to be eating pizza rolls indefinitely for the rest of the book series.
Yeah.
Not
yeah.
healthy. Not
No.
healthy.
Not
no.
good for
No,
us,
no,
no.
Throw a salad in every once in a while, it'll be fine.
Like, oh, a vegetable. Today's a good day.
Right.
But yeah, no, it's been a journey. I wrote the whole plot for all 4 books, and I kind of called it like my plot skeleton.
Mhm.
Um,
Oh, that's a good name.
yeah, because I felt like I have ADD. And so what I like to do is I like to write like the main plot for all 4 books.
Mhm.
And then I take each book individually and write a plot skeleton for that, for like each chapter.
Mhm.
Because I will, indefinitely be driving to the grocery store or pharmacy or wherever.
Mhm.
And I'll be like, oh my gosh, I'm seeing chapter 22 in my head. But, I've written 1 through 7 and I don't feel like writing chapter 8. And so that way allows me to jump around a little bit and write the pieces that I want to write. While still keeping it on track. And if I just have the plot skeleton where I have like the main event that's happening in each chapter, it also gives like the characters a little bit of wiggle room to take the story on maybe some little rabbit trails and things that they want to do there too. So it's exciting. But I've had to rearrange the plot skeletons for books 3 and 4. And so that's been fun.
Well, because
Yeah, I
your
wrote my-
characters never obey what you want, so of course you have to make adjustments.
Yeah. Yep.
I wrote my second book all on this because I was at the gym, and every morning after working out, I came up with something that was relevant to my book. So I just started to dictate it on my phone because
Yeah.
Nice.
Cool.
That's me too. I write on my phone all the time. Like, my mom will take me to church and I'll be sitting in church and like listening and also like typing on the side. Like, but yeah, no, it's all the time on my phone. And then I have to transfer stuff, which my editor hates because apparently when I transfer it from my phone to my book, it puts like weird quotations and does weird things. But
Mhm.
like, I love you.
Hey.
Rearrange the plot skeleton.
That's a great name.
It is a great name. Yeah.
plot skeleton's a great name for a book.
Yeah.
Blood skeleton.
It's the only thing that's kept me on track, just for everything and just
Mhm.
knowing what's in it. And I can actually show you because I have it sitting here, but I won't like show you what's in it, but like
Nice.
each chapter has
That's
what's
lovely.
going
I
on.
love that.
Oh, and
Yeah,
it's
that's
in a
awesome.
fancy notebook. I love that too.
Yeah.
Thank you. It's got my Slytherin notebook.
Nice.
Oh,
I'm a
wonderful.
Harry Potter fan. I'm a Gryffindor, so I'm pretty sure my husband's Slytherin. I don't know.
Okay.
I've embraced my inner Slytherin. I didn't like it at first because I go, they're the bad guys, but then I'm like, okay, yeah, but I don't
They're
really
not
like
bad
people.
guys.
They're
So,
not all bad.
makes sense.
Right, they're not all bad.
They're just very driven. I had to finally embrace my Hufflepuff. I am not, I'm a Hufflepuff.
Yeah.
I'm just a Hufflepuff. So
Yes.
yeah.
I
All right,
found
Joe-
somebody said
Joe
once that
and
like the
Kane.
difference between Gryffindor and Slytherin is that Gryffindor would save the world and Slytherin would save their world. So like
Yeah.
their people, like, and that's exactly how I am. Like, I
Yeah.
think humanity is fucked in general.
And I may be
I'm-
more Slytherin than Gryffindor these days with the way
Yeah.
the world has turned.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
but I would do anything for my people. So, and I'm like, yeah, and I know how to bury a body. So I'm the person you should call.
Okay. So
You call Hufflepuff to help you bury the body because we know how to do it. Yeah.
Yep.
So since everybody seems to be Harry Pottering, so my wife and I, we decided when we got married 5 years ago that we couldn't invite our families because her family is in 2 different countries, neither of which is the United States. My family is larger and is scattered all over the United States. And there are kids. And so it would have been really tough to try to get everybody. Oh boy. It would have been really tough to try to get everybody together. So we decided, fine, we'll get married in Las Vegas. We didn't tell anybody we were going to do this either. So we went to Las Vegas and we went out there with Harry Potter robes and our house ties. I'm Ravenclaw, she's Gryffindor.
Nice.
And so that's what we wore for our wedding. Our wedding
that is
How cute.
That is so cute.
That's
I love that.
adorable.
ties, and she had a wand in her bouquet.
Oh, that's cool.
Aw.
So
Love that. Love that.
Yes.
Yeah, that's it. I mean, that's great being all out geek for your wedding. Because I have a friend, she did her wedding in TARDIS blue, so it's all very Doctor Who
Nice.
themed, but only if you knew what you're looking at.
Yes.
Yeah.
They had the little TARDIS things, but if you didn't know what it was, you didn't know because she's a closet geek. She keeps it hidden. So yeah,
Yeah, people recognized, okay, the robes, and then they would look at the ties, and then we got so many comments because we got married on the top of the Stratosphere Hotel. The 800.
So much
Oh, that's beautiful. That is
wonderful.
That's gorgeous.
So we got married on top of the tower, and so we had to walk through the casino and go through and get up there. And so many people were like, "Is there a Harry Potter convention in town? Are we missing it?" No, it's our wedding. It's our wedding. And we got going there and coming back.
It's adorable.
That is. I love it.
I live an hour from Orlando, so we can go like as often as we
Universal
want.
Studios.
And and I took a friend of mine there, and my husband, who is a Ravenclaw, but he's kind of like, I like it, but I'm not that into it. So we go there, and he gets to see the entire store with all of like the stuff. He's like, "Well, this is really cool," and like, "This is really cool," and like, this is the guy who's like real when it comes to money, he's really like tight with it. And so he's the one who actually like found this like $60 Slytherin journal. I was like, "You should have that." And I'm like, I should bring it here more often.
That's nice.
Yeah,
He's
it
just
was
saving the money
blast.
for
I was like,
stuff
this was
that's
a brilliant idea. I got him a little bit drunk on some, loaded. What was that?
Butterbeer?
Was it butterbeer?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yes.
Got him a little bit loaded, and then we, got to spend a fortune at Universal Studios.
Yes.
We had the best time there because we went right after we've gone there twice, and we went there both times right after Christmas and New Year's. So the kids were all back in school, and so the park was like deserted.
Yeah.
And so we would get off one of the rides, and we would go back around, and they'd be like, "Oh yeah, go ahead."
Yep.
Nice.
Yeah.
When we went, we did it with the COVID, like right after COVID. And so they had the restrictions where they were only allowing like 1/3 of the amount of people that they would normally allow. And so like we went straight to the Harry Potter thing first to get it out of the way. And every ride we just walked right up and got on. Like it was the first time that's ever happened. I have waited like 6 hours in line for like to go on the Harry Potter ride, but we just were able to get up and go on, and it was awesome.
There's a ride. I thought it was just like a store and a cafe.
They have a whole.
There's rides.
It's all the things.
They do. The latest one, I think, is the Gringotts.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Okay, I've never been, but it's on my bucket list, and like
Yes,
I'm
me
dying
too.
to go, and I have a kid
Yes.
to take now. So
So good. So good. So worth it. Totally.
Yeah.
All right.
Boom, boom. I'm sorry. Yeah, go ahead.
I'm a big coaster guy, but Universal Studios is not really known for coasters. So
My husband
I like
hates roller coasters, but he loved all of the Harry Potter rides that we did. They did a good job with that. And I was so close. My mother's terrified, won't even go on a carousel. And I had her in line with me for 5 hours about to get on the castle ride. And I had her convinced that it was totally fine and it was not a big deal. And it was just, going to be like a train. And, I knew different, but I'm trying to get her to go on this ride. And as we're getting closer and closer to the actual ride itself, there's like signs and stuff that are like, if you're pregnant or nursing, or if you have a heart condition, and my mom's starting to get suspicious. And as soon as we get inside, we get her right up to where she's getting on the ride. And the guy's like, "Oh no, if you don't like roller coasters, you shouldn't go on this." And I'm like, 6 hours I was nursing this baby. Come on.
No, bitch, you're getting on his ride.
Foiled again.
Oh,
You foiled again.
real.
she was so mad at me too. She's like, "You almost had me on it." I'm like, "I know, and it would have been good for you."
it's what I tell.
You're
It's
trying
what
to kill me.
Yeah.
It's what I tell people. What I tell people when I want to take them skydiving, it's like just get in the plane. We're just gonna
hell
go.
no.
We're just gonna go and look at the clouds, and you'll never get a better view than where you're at. And I promise you, I won't make you jump if you don't want to jump. And then, of course,
Push him out the door.
They push them. Yes, they
Yeah.
do push.
Do you
Nice.
go into like with someone, or do you go by yourself? Like, do you have to?
Oh, I can do it now by myself if I wanted to, but I usually do the tandem thing because I don't want to learn all that math where you have to figure out the poles.
I feel
Yeah.
like it's a good way. If you were gonna go out, like it's a good way to go out because like it would be real quick if something went wrong. Like
No,
it
it's a
wouldn't be
couple.
long.
As I'm screaming all the way down,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
you're basically turning to a big. You're gonna be shitting and pissing. And I don't need that.
There you go.
No, people have survived those.
Yeah.
before, so don't think it's
You
that
want
easy.
to. I mean,
Maybe you black out from the panic and wouldn't feel a thing.
Never get a
Well,
Alright.
a plane that doesn't have seats, anyway.
Yeah.
If they have seats, then you know you're safe
I
because
don't
you're
know.
not jumping out of that. Well, maybe
Right.
we still might, but yeah. But I've had so many adventures jumping out of stuff, so it's like
Okay, so my wife has gone skydiving once. I have not. My wife has gone skydiving once, and it was not a tandem jump. It was, jump out of the plane, and this is it was somewhere in Asia. And so they're up there, and she's like, actually on second, and she gets as she puts it, a size 12 boot up her backside.
Yeah.
Pushed her out of the plane. She ended up being the second closest to the target that day. But yeah, no,
Oh, my husband was a Marine, and they had to do that, but he said no.
Once you
It was
Once you take that first step, it's no big deal. I mean,
You have any
that's the
other
hardest
choice?
part.
I mean, no.
Trust me, once you go, you'll want to go every time. I mean,
Yeah.
it's
I'm ready for my skydive. I've played Uncharted. I'm ready.
I've told all my friends, and they think I'm dark and twisted. But I was like, look, if I'm a little old lady and I'm by myself, and it's either go in a nursing home or go skydiving and don't open your chute. That's what I'm doing. Like, I'm gonna go out and I'm gonna have a great time, and it's gonna be glorious. Like that's my plan.
Yes.
But I have not gone skydiving.
Okay, as a
yet.
little old lady, you'll probably die. But
Yeah.
I'd say she'll party before then.
Oh,
Have
yeah,
a great
you
time. Just completely blow out all your credit cards, spend all of your money,
That's
then jump
right.
out of a plane and splat.
Try and peyote for the first time.
Oh yes,
have a
doing some.
blast.
Oh my God, doing some DMT. You're riding the
That's
time
right.
snake, jumping out of the train. Oh
Oh,
man,
like, that sounds so
Yeah, then
much
you
better
will-
when you're like 97 and it's either that or like slowly
No.
decrease.
doing
No.
doing DMT or peyote, you'll just dump right into the black hole. So just
Yeah.
Yep.
to the time
That would
snake.
not be a bad way to go.
But in like
Right.
a
They'll never
non like
feel the
morbid way, I certainly do. I want to go skydiving at least once. Like I want
Me
to
too.
do it. I think it'd be a blast.
No, I've
Me
no
too.
I
desire.
might can talk myself into it at some point.
Mm-mm.
I think I'd
you're
rather
in
do
Oklahoma where
skydiving
it's
than
like
like bungee jumping scares me more for some
Oh,
reason.
I would
No,
never
yeah,
bungee jump.
Yeah.
No.
I just for me the bungee jumping thing will never work because it's where the harness goes. I can't.
Ouch! You'll take your balls
Oh,
right
yeah.
off, won't
Yeah.
It
it?
sure would, probably.
Yeah,
Oh, what have you ever had?
It's also why
not a good
it's
plan.
also why I don't want to do the zip line thing. The zip line thing looks like fun.
Yeah.
But you're gonna
Oh,
put shit
zip lines
around my
aren't that
balls.
bad though. I mean, they're
I'm
a
not
little
gonna do that.
uncomfortable, but they're fun. So
I wonder if
Well-
anybody actually has lost their balls. Think about that. I wonder if that could have ever
It's
happened.
possible. But as far as the zip lining, when I lived in Vegas, there was a kid who got on the zip line at Fremont Street and he peed from one end to the other. So just saying, if you ever go to the zip line at Fremont Street, or you just go to Fremont Street, just be careful because it should not be raining in a covered area.
Oh no, that poor kid.
The
Oh,
one thing I want to do in Vegas that I haven't done is the coaster that tips over on the side of the building and goes down.
No way.
no.
That thing is like, it's like a carny ride. That thing is so poorly put together. It's amazing that people don't get their teeth and their bones all like crushed and knocked
No.
around. Yeah,
Mm-mm.
no. So.
I'm down.
Yeah. Like our wedding, like I said, was on the Strat. So we, as part of the package, we got the band, so we could have done all the rides and gone, and down the side of the building. And we're watching it and going,
No.
no, no,
No.
Safety,
no,
safety.
You hear that? No.
No.
I
No.
saw recently, I think it's a carnival ship. I'm not entirely sure, but there's a carnival ship that they're making called the Magic Carpet, and it hangs off the side of the ship, and it's a bar,
neat.
and it like kind of it does like
Oh.
I'm sorry, I'm trying to get my hand in it does like kind of like this motion, like really slowly,
neat.
but it lowers you to like the water level. So you feel like you're on a magic carpet, and like that looks terrifying.
That's cool.
I mean, that would be cool. But what if
Are
the
you out in the
boat's
ocean?
rocking?
You're
You're
in
out in the ocean.
Yeah.
So basically, sharks underneath you going, "Oh, look at that," and whoosh
Right.
over. I don't want that.
A moving
Or like
carpet.
such a big wave could just take it off entirely.
Yeah,
That's
I'm
like
sorry.
my-
No.
That's
There was
that's good. That's
things.
good until I've gotten a few drinks in me, and then I'm the one doing the motion.
Yeah, and
It's developed because like my husband and I got married on a cruise, like just because like we had families that had different religious beliefs, and neither one was like really comfortable.
I'm trying to squeeze this exactly. Go ahead.
So we did a cruise ship, and I loved it, and it was great. But then like the following year, we got invited to go sailing, and I will never go sailing ever again because the experience was that they were taken to this marina, to this really old ship that had not been out all summer.
Oh no.
And so when the guy
Ooh.
pulled the sail down, all of these spiders
Oh,
started raining from the sky.
that's hilarious.
I have
Oh my god.
this is hell.
This is hell.
Gone to hell. And he turns the motor on, and I'm looking at the dock disappearing. Like, I could jump off. It's fine. I could get there. It was awful. There were spiders everywhere for the entire time. There was no wind. And so I have now said that I'm like, I'm not going on boats. Boats are not my thing. If they don't have a motor, no chance. None whatsoever.
I was on a sailboat. We were out in the middle of this in California, out in the middle of whatever. And this manta ray jumps off and goes over our little sailboat. And I was like, that's weird. He goes, Psh, I'm not scared of that. I'm scared of whatever it was made it jump out of the water. There's something down there. And I was like, oh, thank you. That's funny to hear.
Oh, that would be.
I grew up in Southern California, and
I'm sorry.
So
my friends tried to put me on like one of those houseboats for like a group event, and I was like, nope, no, thank you. I'm not sleeping in a tin,
No.
Like, no, thank you. No way.
I saw Jaws. No.
Well, I grew up in Southern California, went to school in Southern California, and part of the field trips we went on, you got to go whale watching.
Yes.
And to get on the big barter boats, and this thing is a rickety, horrible boat. It just rocks back and forth. So if you have never been on a boat before and you get that rocking motion going,
what? Oh my God!
There's like 40 kids throwing up over the side.
Yeah. But I went to,
and we're like, nobody wants to see a whale anymore.
No.
We would like to see the shore.
Yeah.
Yes.
When I went to Palomar, I took oceanography because it's one of those stupid science courses. And to do our lab, we had to go out on a little boat in the middle of the ocean to do the labs that we could easily have done way back on shore. So we're all taking Dramamine. We're all stoned. We're basically tripping balls, trying not to barf. It was so stupid.
Yeah, I grew up on the East Coast, so we did whale watches out of Boston, and those are interesting. But the North Atlantic is not a fun place.
No.
To go because as soon as you get more than 5 feet away from the dock, so it's like, oh, hey, look, it's humans riding on me. I'm going to try to kill you.
Yeah. Look.
Yeah, I mean, this boat was commissioned in 1947. I mean, that's how old these boats were. They literally made noises just anchoring. I mean, it's just.
I don't like it. I don't know.
No.
Yeah, we went to the Mystic Seaport when I grew up in Connecticut when we were kids, and we didn't get to go on the whale watch because we didn't have any money for that because it was really expensive. But we did get to tour the whaling boats, and they showed us pictures like what a whale, like how big they actually were. So we're little kids looking at the pictures like, whoa, those are huge. And then they take us on the whaling boats like that are replicas of like 1700 ships, and we're like, okay, this is like as big as my bedroom. And this is what they took to go hunt these things. And it was really, it was creepy.
No.
Oh gosh.
I don't like it. The idea of being out there. Oh, I mean, I won't do cruises because one, the idea of being stuck in the middle of the ocean with a bunch of strangers and I can't get the hell away from these people. No. And serial killers. You know there's serial killers on those boats.
Yeah.
People disappear all the time.
That
Do
kind
not
of,
trust them.
right. That kind of proximity, everyone unwashed, half of them scurvied.
Werewolves. What was a werewolf on board?
Everybody's
What?
You don't know.
Right. Everyone's drunk. So, yeah. Bad things.
If you really want to not ever want to go on a cruise again, read John Ringo's Black Tide Rising series. Zombies. But
Right.
No.
yeah,
No, for me, it was the.
and read that. Read the second book. Read
I
the
will
second
never
book.
get on a boat
Never.
again.
Never.
Well, see, when I was 9 years old, Carl Kolchak, the Night Stalker, the werewolf episode, while he was on a cruise ship, and that was it for me. The idea like we'd stuck on a cruise ship with a werewolf.
Yeah.
I mean, you were fucked. What are you gonna do?
Yeah.
Abandoned ship.
In the
And
middle
pray the
of
sharks
the
don't get me.
ocean.
Our
No.
wedding cruise was beautiful and I loved it. I had a great time. And it was like 6 months later, they took me on this sailing boat that, you know, it was really old
Yes.
too. It was like ancient and historic. And I'm like, okay, yeah, it feels that way. Especially the spiders raining from the sky. It's like 98 degrees outside. And when we get out of the marina, he shuts off the engine and just waits for the wind. There's no wind. We were on the Detroit River. Like there are 3-headed
Oh
fish
my
in this
God.
river, right?
Oh my God, you got Blinky.
It stinks. There's like little bugs on the top of the water. And
No, fuck
his
that,
wife
no.
brought tuna fish sandwiches for everybody for lunch on the ship.
Oh, of course.
And
Yeah,
so I
naturally.
was sitting there watching a kayaker like pass us. And thinking, like, I wonder if I could just hop on his kayak and he could take me back to the shore. I'm telling you, he looks at us and he's like, well, sometimes you sail and sometimes you bob. And I'm like, turn the fucking motor on, Jim. Take a
Get me
boat.
the hell out of here.
Turn it
Okay,
on. Like,
I'm
when
getting
this
an
boat-
Uber. I'm calling an Uber right now. I'm out of here. I don't
The
need
dock
this.
was, when
Dolphins.
this boat came into the marina, I'm telling you, it hadn't even like gotten to the dock, and I stepped off of the ship. Sorry,
Yes.
just
No.
ran to the car.
The noroviruses. I mean, I've heard about they get stomach virus and end up everything. There's poop and vomit everywhere, and it's like Bourbon Street on the ocean. I don't need that.
Oh,
Yep.
no.
There's always a bonus guest at the buffet.
Always. Always. That's why I don't eat buffet. No,
Yeah.
no. I know. My husband desperately wants to do a cruise. I'm like, good, knock yourself out. Won't be with me. No. Be your next wife. Will not be this one. I know. Actually, I heard about that. They actually have them in New York, an Uber service that uses helicopters.
Wow,
Yeah.
Wow.
So
would have been helpful. I would have taken one for sure.
I would. I've been to places like that where I'm just calling fucking Uber.
Hey, Joe. Joe,
Yeah.
did we take the show far enough off the rails for you?
Of course.
Oh, we're
yeah.
now puking off of the boat.
Yes.
So yeah.
Yeah. Mission
I'm in.
mission achieved.
Yay.
Yeah.
Yay!
No, yeah, you guys did a really good job. I will only get on a helicopter if they let me hang from the bottom of it. That's the only way that I'll ever get on a helicopter.
Oh yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, I'm one of those guys. Yeah.
I can't imagine that'd be fun. No.
I do
Oh,
want to try
God,
the
are you kidding?
water jetpack
That'd be awesome.
thing.
You're hanging? No.
The water jetpack thing
Yeah.
is cool.
Isn't it cool? Like I want to try
Yes.
that. I'm sure I would be horrible at it because I
But
I
still,
watched
you would
this show called
try.
Idiot
Try.
Abroad, and one of the guys in the show goes to do this water jetpack, and he can't get his legs to go down,
This
and
is
so he's
awesome.
basically just forced face down in the water and thinking that he's drowning. It's the funniest thing I've ever seen, but it was like, I want to do this.
No.
That's the Ricky Gervais thing, right? Where,
Yes!
where he has
Oh
Yeah.
yes.
One of my
Idiot
favorite shows of all time. I love it. Love it.
That's awesome.
It is awesome.
You guys are so much fun.
We're
Everyone has been
adorable.
awesome.
Can I
Once
go
a
back
month.
next week? 'Cause this is fun.
Yes.
It's only once a month, but yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, you're welcome anytime.
And I think we're all sober, aren't we? So I mean, I'm just drinking
Yeah.
cranberry
Oh,
juice.
I haven't finished my glass yet.
I had a beer.
I've gone dry this
Alcohol.
weekend. I'm not drinking anything this weekend, so I'm being really good.
Me too. I'm drinking my LaCroix.
I had cranberry juice and
I've also been hitting up my body armor. So
Body armor, nice.
yeah, they're good. So
yeah,
good.
I'm just Although I do have these gummies I could take, but I don't want to take them. I took a gummy last night and I started seeing things in the dark, and it was bad.
Was
I
Mr.
started-
Daddy talking to you?
I was okay. So I took I went online to how much I take of this stuff, and it said to take one half of it and then take the second half 2 hours later, which is what I did. Okay, this isn't so bad. Well, I'm going to go to bed. Upstairs in bed, I'm laying in my bedroom. It's dark, and that's when it hit. And it was just this wave. I thought, oh, and my brain, for whatever reason, started thinking about monsters.
Of
Dark,
course.
dark little
Your
squat
brain.
demons with red eyes, and they're right there. They're right there. Don't look. Don't look. You'll see them. Yeah, I freaked myself out so hard thinking about little blood-eyed demons.
Oh my gosh. The first time I ever tried a gummy, I was with my best friend, my husband, and her boyfriend, and everybody was fine. I was the virgin, like with the gummies. Everyone else had done it a bunch, right? And they were professionals. I was not. And so I'm sitting in the back seat. It's been 2 hours, and I'm like, man, I don't really feel anything. Like this is nothing. And at that point, like she came to a stoplight, but she slammed on the brakes like really, really hard. And I just face plant into the back of her. To this day, my face of my makeup is still on the car.
Oh my God.
And I go down and I'm like, bam. And then I pop back up and I'm like, you guys, I don't feel anything at all. Like, I'm totally fine. And my husband's like, did you just break your nose? Like, do you have a concussion? Oh my God.
Yeah. So I just gave my daughter like a fourth of one of these, and she just texted me, I think it just hit. My legs are jelly. I can't move them. So,
Oh my God.
Jelly legs is a good symptom.
Yeah.
good sign. Good sign.
Good thing to have.
I found that like I can't do it. Like I like doing it, but like I can't do it because I am ADD and type A combined.
Oh, no.
And so my brain is constantly like a computer with 27 tabs open.
Right.
And so for me, when I smoke it or, have a gummy, it's like I know that there's 27 tabs open, but I can't remember what the other 26 are. And so then I panic because like, what if that 26 is important and I can only focus on the one I'm looking at? And so it's very difficult for me because I just get horrible anxiety. Like, what if someone's life depends on that 26th tab?
Yeah, I'm not too sure I'm going to like this stuff very much, but oh well, I tried it.
I have enough fun exploring the universes I already created in my mind. I don't need anything else. Thank you no.
I feel like I've tried it and that was good enough for me. And like,
me too.
All my friends do it, and so I'm not like bothered by it. But I literally that experience for me, I'm like, oh my God, I'm having a panic attack.
Yes, I started. Well, okay. So my rational brain was going, okay, Nick, this is what's really happening. Blankety blank blank.
Did you feel like a narrator? Did you hear a narrator?
Oh yes.
Yes.
I always have rational brain, and then there's gummy brain going, fuck no, man, there's something over there, man, it's over there, I can see it, man. No, there's nothing over there. It's okay. Just think happy thoughts. Whatever you think, that's what you will conjure. Okay, just don't think about the monsters that might be underneath your bed right now.
So I have a family member that will remain nameless, but this person tried a gummy for the very first time. In his in his older years. That's all we'll say.
Okay.
But he called me and he's like, I have to tell you about this experience. And I'm like, yes, please. This sounds awesome.
Please do. Yes.
Please do. So he tells me that he's sitting and he's watching TV and like he's eating peanut butter crackers and he is, just devouring these peanut butter crackers. He hates peanut butter. And he's doing this in front of like his wife and daughter and, people that don't know that he's had half this gummy.
Okay. So yeah.
And so he's eating these peanut butter crackers and then he goes to put the lid on and he puts the lid on for 5 minutes. He's staring at it and it's not working. So he's like, okay, I should probably go to bed now. Like, because this is obviously hitting. He goes to bed and he has this crazy dream where he sees a ball of light and there's a narrator voice in his head. This is from the first gummy experience. Half of a gummy, by the way.
Half of a gummy, yeah.
Half of a gummy. Sees this ball of light and there's a narrator voice that's like, don't go near the light. it's a migraine. Don't go near the light. So he's like, all right. And he just walks around the ball of light and wakes up feeling great. And he's like, I have this feeling that like, if I would have walked towards the ball of light, I would have woke up with a migraine this morning. He's like, is this normal? I'm the worst person to ask because I don't know.
But what did make you wonder who was the voice? What was the voice? Is the voice like some sort of whatever? It's going like, oh great, I gotta watch this asshole today. Great. Yep. Say your guardian angel is like going, oh great, my charge is now stoned. Great.
Right. She's not going anywhere. She's stationary. But
my guardian angel. I'm sorry. My guardian angel.
I'll be rambling.
If my guardian angel stuck with me through all that, then I'm good. Good for them.
That's where I got the idea for Angel Bar.
I put them through a lot of shit. So.
Yeah,
Nikki, did you just? What did you say? You got the idea for Angel what?
Angel Bar. It's an idea that my sister and I, we talk about Angel Bar all the time. Well, our guardian angels go to drink. Well, a few years ago for 48, you know about 48 hour film festival where you do a film in 48 hours. Well, the group I was with, that was one of my ideas that I pitched. And he was like, okay, we got fantasy, we're doing Angel Bar. So we did Angel Bar and it was great fun. We won Best Fantasy. But it was fun. But I've always been playing with the Angel Bar stuff. Anyway, so he took the idea and he was pitching it around LA, and I was writing up little screenplays for it and all this kind of crap for just in case it hit. It did not, because they said Daniel Radcliffe just did a show about angels and it got canceled. So we're not gonna do anything with angels right now. I was like, God damn Daniel Radcliffe. So yeah.
Fucking Harry Potter.
Fucking Harry Potter. And also Supernatural was quitting too. Well, Supernatural's got angels in it too, so we're not gonna touch angels right now. But this isn't about okay, fine, whatever.
This is the perfect time for Angel Bar. I feel like Angel Bar should be resurrected. This is like
Angel Bar,
need Angel Bar.
Because Angel Bar, it's all about these angels, and they're dealing with their charges, which is the humans, and also it has under thing of what's really going on in heaven. And there was a whole bunch of stuff happening with all the different angels and their different charges, and I had a whole bunch of plot lines.
Would they be telling their grief stories to the bartender?
Oh yes,
like the devil or something like that.
His name is Bub. He is the devil. They don't know that though. And he's there, and they just go to the angel bar. And they're just bitching constantly.
Let me tell you about this one charge I had.
Oh my god!
She ate half a gummy and smashed her face on the.
And the deal is, in our little film Angel Bar, there was one table of atheist angels. They're the angels whose charges are atheists, so they don't got to do nothing, because unless the person prays, the angel doesn't have anything to do. So the atheist angels, I got to be one of the atheist angels in the film, and we're all just sitting there drinking and having a great time and making fun of the other angels who have to go out and take care of their charges because they do prayers. Ours don't do prayers. They're like, yes, this is awesome. So.
I've always loved the idea of a guardian idiot.
Ooh.
A guardian idiot that they're not quite paying attention to the human that they're supposed to be watching over. And so the human, moves closer and closer and closer to disaster. And then at the last possible second, the guardian idiot realizes what's going on. Yanks them out of it. Yeah. So
I always think mine is like those Discover card commercials where it's like you. And so I feel like mine gets me into like stupid shit all the time. Because like, where was she with the logic for trying to put bears in my car? Like, what?
Just sit back going.
What was she gonna do for me?
No, she's just going. Watch this.
Yeah, she's like calling all her friends. Like, hey, you guys, you come see this dumb bitch is gonna put bears in her car.
Come on, guys, watch this dumb bitch gonna put bears in her car. You believe this? You believe this? Yeah. I've actually, one time I was working on a story, and I got up in the middle of the night to go pee, and I was sitting on the toilet. I swear to God, I heard this voice. She was like a big smoking, and it was just, yeah, it's a good skeleton. Now throw some meat on it. Yeah. I was just like, what the fuck? And I'm used as basically as a smoker who's got raspy breath, who is, yeah, it's a good skeleton. Throw some meat on it.
News.
That's
I've
my
got
news.
a few scenes from my books that came from dreams that I had.
Yeah.
Like, and I thought that was really funny because I'm telling my husband, I'm dorking out and I'm like, I'm Doctor Stranging it. Like, You know,
Yes.
I'm using my what do you call that? Is like astral projecting. I'm
Yeah.
astral projecting and writing in my sleep. This is amazing. There's like a scene in the first book where, you know, he's kind of a jerk to her. He's a mafia don. She's a nurse, and they meet, and he's kind of a jerk to her at first, and he's trying to apologize. And so he tries to send her flowers, but she refuses them.
Yeah.
And she's staying at his hotel. And so what he does is he sends her a dozen flowers every hour, or a dozen bouquets every hour to the hotel.
Wow.
So his hotel starts filling up with all
Right.
these bouquets of white roses, you know, in order to get her to accept his apology. And I dreamt this in my dream, and I'm like, this is perfect. I love this. And it just ends up being a really funny scene in the end, because she's
I
there
was
for
wondering. Yeah,
What's
it would piss me off. Someone kept sending me fucking flowers. I mean, what are you doing?
Right.
Well, it was ticking off the hotel manager.
Yes.
She's like, will you just please accept these? Because, you know, I have people who are allergic, and, you know, I don't have anywhere else to put them. So please just accept them. Because the hotel manager obviously works for the mafia don, so she knows he's not going to stop.
Right.
And
No.
yeah, so she ends up accepting it, but it's just really funny because then she's there for this wedding, and the bride gets a call from the florist that says, I'm sorry, we can't do your order because we don't have any roses anymore. And she's standing in the lobby crying, like, I see roses everywhere.
I like that a lot. That's funny. That's funny. That's funny.
Well, speaking of accepting, I think we've accepted Nicole into our
Yes.
Welcome to the cult.
You guys are so much fun.
One
I
of
want
us.
to come back so bad.
One of us. One of
One
us.
of us.
Gooba Gabba, one of us. Gooba Gabba, one of us. Yes, awesome. But so tell everybody where they can check out your wonderful Mafia stuff at.
So I have all my stuff on Amazon. If you're a Kindle Unlimited reader, it's free because it's on Amazon and on Kindle. And you can go to my website and check some of the stuff out there. There's little teasers there as well.
Awesome. All right,
That's
Jennifer,
awesome.
tell everybody where they can find you.
You can find me at jenniferlsucy.com, and I don't have anything to share quite yet, but I've got lots of really crazy, weird, spooky, fantastical folklore stories that I
Cool.
would love for you to
Demon
read.
Enemy sequel coming soon. Another one.
Which one?
For Demon Enemy. Is there?
You know, I don't think so, but you know, you're not the first person who's asked me that, so who knows? Who knows what might happen?
One of my favorite books of 2019. I don't remember what.
2020.
Yes, it was one of my favorite books. So.
Oh, thank you.
All right, Adam, tell everybody where they're at, where you're at, and where they can find you, and tell everybody about your exciting news, which you're going to share more of on Sunday.
Yes. So you can find me at CassidyChronicles.com. My books are all up on Amazon, and they are starting to go wide. They are coming out of Kindle Unlimited. Most of my books are available in any format you want, whether it's ebook, paperback, hardback, or audiobook. And yeah, the new book, which is coming out on Monday, Into the Black. It's a collection of 11 stories. Let's see, there's a murder mystery, there's a teenage rom-com, there's an adult rom-com, there are aliens, there's time travel. Oh, and yeah, there's a stapler too.
Nice.
Nice.
Gotta have the stapler.
Yeah.
I believe you have my stapler.
Stapler. I like my red stapler. Hi,
All right,
I'm Nikki Nelson Hicks, and you can find all my stuff at my little boop right there, the website, or Amazon. All my stuff's on Amazon, Kindle, as well as paperback. I'm currently working on an anthology that will be done, hopefully, it's being done by October. It's called Politics of Children and Other Stories of Revenge. It's going to be really good. I'm having a good time playing with it, yeah.
Nice.
Tell everybody what podcast should they be listening to right now. What's your favorite podcast out there?
Right now, I am really obsessed with a podcast called Something Was Wrong, because it's all about just the most absurd catfishing. People are so stupid. I don't understand. If somebody would gallop in my face and be telling me how I'm a super secret FBI agent with the blankety blank and yada yada, just get the hell out of my face. I'm really serious. Get away from me. But it's just fascinating. It's really great. If you get a chance, go check it out. That or Sweet Bobby, which is another catfishing podcast, one of my favorite podcasts. They are just, I don't understand. I don't get the whole romance thing. So no.
Something we
It's
might
like
explore.
watching a train wreck. You get addicted
You
to it.
can't
You can't look away. You can't look away.
Oh my God. Or again, the Netflix thing that's on right now called Bad Vegan. Check that out. If you really want to see rich people who are just dumber than shit, watch it. Because it's just so amazing what people will listen to. I'm sorry. No. I just no. I'm too old. I'm too grouchy. I'm too crunchy. It's just not going to happen.
Dumb rich people.
Dumb.
Oh.
All right, Maddie, tell everybody where they can find you, please.
All right, guys. So you can find most of my stuff here.
Yay.
I'm hosting a show for Go Indie Now on Tuesdays, talking Indie Mayhem, and it's a great show. It follows right after Indie Mayhem game show, which is hilarious. You guys should check it out. I also interview authors for my own YouTube channel and my blog. So yeah, you can find all of that here.
That's awesome. That's such a cool website name too. I love the Chapter Goddess. That's That's really cool.
Good.
Love it.
And I'm Joe Compton, and you're at Go Indie Now. So congratulations, you found us. Stay a while, hang out, smash the like button, subscribe, comment, share, tell all your friends. Yes, we have an indie game show. We have a talk show about the indie game show, which Madilynn just told you about. And we've got all kinds of stuff. I just dropped a episode of Origins just yesterday with the awesome, amazing Lily Lucchese. It is fantastic. She goes into all of her processes and talks about the characters she creates, and she's one of the most unique Gothic writers out there, because she writes dark stuff but has this incredible way of making them lighter. It's just amazing, and we talk a lot about that. So go check that out. That's up now, and we've got more stuff for you this Sunday, This Week in Indies, which Mr. Adam Gaffen will be doing his reading of from the Into the Black. So you want to hear more about that, you're gonna enjoy that. He's our last 5 minutes for that show, and we're going to be talking about where to put your money, on Sunday for This Week in Indies. So we're going to explore what is the best money spent out there for indie authors. So go check that out, and that's Sunday, noon Eastern. And thanks everybody, because as you know, it's always time to go indie now. And with that, the bar is closed.